Hey everybody, this is another weather update from Great Lakes Weather. The time is 11:23 and it is April 2nd. Today is the 4th anniversary of Great Lakes Weather. A lot of you have been with us for a long time and thank you for the support. Some of you remember when we were just starting out at Cedarville, my freshman year, as CU Weather, and now we've changed it over to Great Lakes Weather now that I've graduated, obviously. So 4 years of Great Lakes Weather. It's been quite a while and it's been a fun time. Looking forward to all the weather that's coming our way this summer. And that is what I'm here to kind of talk about, the severe weather potential down to the south and maybe some Midwest severe weather potential, and maybe some Great Lakes severe weather potential mid-April. According to some of the models, they're saying might have a um, pretty strong trough moving in that could bring in some severe weather in parts of the Midwest, and that may filter into the Great Lakes region. But again, since it's a long range prediction, we're not entirely sure what's going to be taking place with that. So we're going to talk all about that. I just want to make sure that you know how to get connected with all of our different platforms. Remember, you can find us on all these different platforms: YouTube, Instagram, True Social, Twitter, well, True Social soon, Facebook, Telegram, and then that QR code in the bottom right you can scan with your phone if you're watching on desktop, and you can go right to our website and get all the information that you need. Alrighty, let's just get right to it. So here is the GFS, or actually this is the NAM. I want to start off actually with the Storm Prediction Center. Okay, so not really much going on today other than unless you live in the Florida region, you have a potential for some damaging winds and hail associated with a system moving in that area, but not as much as compared to what we were having a couple days ago with that tornado outbreak that took place in parts of the Dixie Alley region. So day one, not really too much to be worried about unless if you're in Florida. Day two is when we start seeing a redevelopment of another potential storm system for the southern plains and Dixie Alley area. This is when it's just some initial development in Texas and Oklahoma, a slight risk for severe weather. Then it broadens out and kind of goes across the southern part. None of this is really going to affect the Great Lakes region as it appears at the moment, so that's good news. The day 4 through 8 look, though, shows several different severe weather potentials throughout the upcoming days, and gradually starting to get a little bit closer off to the north as they move throughout the days. So I don't think this is going to impact the Great Lakes region too much. Again, you're not really certain this far out, but the National Weather Storm Prediction Center actually does think that there could be some type of severe weather event in this region over the next week. So that's what they're keeping an eye on. And then the models are coming up with some solutions that say we may have some severe weather much farther north in parts of the Midwest near mid-April. Now, mid-April may start the severe weather season off for us, but we're still not certain about all the details for that just yet. So that's really what's happening with regards to the Storm Prediction Center's forecasts. Again, refer to them, the NWS, for official forecasts. I'm just giving you the model runs that are recent to show you what potentially could be coming. So, GFS model. First of all, this is what I'm looking at for the mid-April time frame. A lot of models are saying this low pressure system is going to bring a lot of strong southerly winds with it and could really fuel some potential for some severe weather as a result. This is low level wind shear that we're seeing on the current graphic right now, 850 millibar height in the atmosphere. So low level wind shear, and then in the mid levels, got to keep an eye on the mid levels too. You got that mid level winds as well. So it's really looking like this system here is going to crop up to be something interesting based on the latest model runs. So even higher level winds as well. So a lot of energy. It is looking apparent for these storms to develop with this system, especially in the low levels where you have that really strong winds of 70 knots in some places based on these models. Again, these models are still long range. 282 hours out is not really the best model to use, but a lot of signals have pointed to the potential for severe weather in this area on not this Thursday, but next Thursday during when my school has spring break, or the school I'm teaching at has spring break. So maybe potential chase day that day if it comes up to come around April 15th as well, because April 15th looks like it may carry over into the Great Lakes region. That's what I'm really watching for the Great Lakes region coming up at this current time, okay? So mid-April is going to be something to keep an eye on, and pretty much a lot of meteorologists, actual meteorologists unlike me, are trying to keep an eye on this system because it's really shown a lot of interesting developments over the past couple of days. So that's really the big issue. This week, not really much of an issue for all of these different weather events that are coming next week. It's going to be rather gloomy this next week. I'll take you to the temperature graphic real quick. It's not really going to be warm, not really going to have like a 70-degree day that we've been having in the past recent few days, but I want to show you, let's go to a forecast loop real quick so I can show you. It's going to take a minute to render, but this is kind of the current time. We've got a little bit of a system moving in at the current moment, if you can see it right here. This system is moving in at the current time, and it's going to progress eastward. It looks like if you're farther off to the north in Michigan, that's who's going to see snow. It's going to be in the mid-40s down here today, so I don't think the snow is really going to stick around down here in southwest lower Michigan. But off to the north, we may see some snowfall. Not really much in terms of totals, but rain will stay down in the southern, or stay down in the Ohio and Indiana regions as well. Not really going to be snow in that case. And then a little bit cooler overnight tonight, once again, dropping close to freezing, maybe some frost again. And then another system moves in Sunday night, potentially, into Monday. And this one could bring a quick burst of some heavy snow in parts of Michigan once again. According to some of the latest models, they're saying that this thing could crop up to be just some snow. And then that severe weather again going down off to the south. Not really going to make it up here based on the current models. Maybe just a little bit of rain for parts of Ohio. And then there's a low pressure system forming off in parts of Minnesota, Iowa, and Missouri on Wednesday. Not really sure if that's going to crop up to be anything severe yet, but it looks like it could produce something interesting. I want to look at the severe weather map for that. What hour is this? Wednesday at 9Z. I'll go back to that in just a second. But this maybe brings some showers and thunderstorms for the Great Lakes region on Wednesday of this week with some snow in the Upper Peninsula once again. Then you got another line of showers and thunderstorms developing along with that for Thursday. And looks like it's going to just continue off onto the shoreline, the eastern seaboard, off into the ocean. And then you have the low pressure system just kind of sitting over the Great Lakes region. I wouldn't be surprised if we had some pretty stronger winds associated with this low pressure system. This one looks like it's deepening, and you got it right over our area. So I think we could see some good strong winds with this, especially when we get to the point where it goes east of us. Looks like it might be a slow mover, and it'll be out of our area by Friday with some snow. So Saturday looks like it's going to be cold. Even a lot of forecasts are putting out that idea that, hey, there might be some snow on Friday, April 8th. 78% of winters in Michigan of Aprils in Michigan have accumulating snow. So it wouldn't be a surprise to see something like that. But this will eventually move up to the east. We got kind of a deep trough building in the eastern part of the United States. And you got this nice big ridge forming in parts of the plains, the Midwest, and then off towards the west. So this is where I think we could see that setup for some severe weather potential. So you got that ridge that just shoots right into the area behind that low trough that just came from that low pressure system. This low pressure system back here is starting to deepen. It's going to take in that cold air, that warm air from the south, and that cold air from the north, and it's just going to really set up a good potential for some showers and thunderstorm activity to take place. This one doesn't look like it's going to be that bad. It just looks like it's going to be a little front of rain. And then that low pressure system lifts north. This next one, though, could be our shot at our first severe weather event of the season. It really matures as it goes into the Midwestern area. Again, you have that really strong low-level winds, strong low and mid-level winds that's just shooting that warm moist air up into the atmosphere. And then once the cold front interacts with that warm, moist air, you really get to see that thunderstorm development and that wind. Those wind speeds are likely to produce some damaging wind gusts, maybe even a possible tornado. Supercell composite levels are high, especially down in Kansas and Oklahoma. Not off to the north just yet. This model run hasn't really put that out. On the northern side, you're going to have a lot of heavy snow. Montana, Wyoming may even see some more snow from this. And then potentially the redevelopment of some thunderstorms as they approach the Great Lakes region, Michigan, Indiana, and then it goes towards the Mississippi River Valley as it continues off to the east. So this is long range again, so this is going to be something we have to wait to get a sure, accurate idea of, and it's not until mid-April, so we've got quite a while, almost 2 weeks before this even strikes, but a lot of soundings are pointing to that potential for severe weather with this system that's going to move in. And I'm not sure how much it'll influence the Great Lakes region, but it's certainly going to influence parts of Iowa, Kansas, Nebraska, Missouri. Anywhere in this plains area is really going to see some stuff that we're going to want to keep an eye on. So good to be aware of. But this week, just rain. Rain in the Great Lakes region. Severe weather off to the south, but rain, maybe a mix of snow and sometimes. That's really all that we're going to be looking at with regards to weather and temperatures in the 40s and 50s throughout the week. So let's look at the NAM, get a closer idea of where the snow could come in, or the snow and rain. So it moves in. Again, snow is expected to stay north. This model is actually putting it a little bit farther south. It's more likely that it'll be a little bit farther north given the current scenario. But again, that could change. We might see some snow as far south as St. Joe County. So going off to the east, we have a little bit more snow that will develop on Monday, and rain also down to the south. So again, it's going to be kind of messy for that. I don't think the rain's really going to stick too well given the current temperatures that are going to be expected throughout the week. So not really too concerned about roadways if you live in southern Michigan. Northern Michigan, you might get a little bit of slick spots, but I wouldn't expect it really badly down farther to the south. So let's take a look at the temperatures over the next 3 days. I won't really go into details about farther on, but it's not really going to stay in the 40s and 50s throughout the week. Again, right now we're at a temperature of 37 degrees. This is the model run for the morning, which is why it shows it's so cold. It's not really this cold right now, but it's going to warm up to the 40s today. Maybe cool down. It's going to cool down a little more overnight. Warm back up. And really just not really much change in temperatures. There's no really major air masses that are going to have a huge influence on our temperatures this week. So it's just going to be rather wet and stagnant week for weather. So just something to be aware of, and rather quiet, which is nice. Down to the south really is not going to be the case, but hopefully this video was helpful to you in getting some of this information out to you. If you would like to get more information, make sure to follow all of our different platforms. Make sure to like and subscribe to YouTube. And again, refer to the National Weather Service for official forecasts to get the most accurate information. Thank you all, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.